Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you all doing? And it's early morning for some people I know who are watching this. So thank you so much for coming on. And I have to realize that I have to stop looking around my screen. I don't know what I'm looking for because I'm only talking to you. How are you all doing today? Thank you so much for coming on. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. And feel free to literally comment as you want. I will see your comments coming up and we can answer them. We can literally ask questions and I'll answer them as I go along, as long as I see them in time. So, what are we doing all week? So, this is called the GPS to success. And can you feel something in the air? Let me say this to you now. Something amazing is happening right now. Oh my goodness. Can you feel it? Can you feel it in your stomach? Something amazing is happening right now. And it's going to happen for the rest of this week. Good morning, Jessie. Good morning, Shannon. Good morning, Gina. Thank you so much for coming on. It is absolute privilege to have you on here. So just remember that. I want you to say that to yourself all day. Something is amazing is happening right now. Good morning, Bobby Joe. Yeah, feel that in your stomach. Just absolutely feel it. So good morning, Dharma. Lovely to have you on here as well. So where are you all calling from anyway? Put it in there. Put where you're calling from. That'd be absolutely great to see you. See where we're going. Multinational, universal. And Joachim, lovely. Thank you for coming on. Great. Listen, what's this week all about? Let's get kicking off. So GPS to success is basically your goals, your paradigms, and your, I'm not going to tell you what the last one is because that's going to be the absolute key. Now, today you might think, oh, I know about my goals, but do you? Do you really? That's why we've got the success advisors in place to help you clarify what your goals are. Because let me tell you, if you just say, well, I want more money, if you find a penny on the floor, well, that's more money. But did you appreciate the penny on the floor? Did you just go, that's not enough? So you were given more money and then you didn't even appreciate it. Hiya, Geraldine. Oh, look at that. We've got Spain going on. I bet you Spain's got better weather than we have here now. And Wolfgang, lovely to see you here in Geraldine. So it's about really helping you to clarify. And there's one thing that you might think about your goals. And I want you to have this. This is from this book here. I absolutely love this book. And it's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. So when we're talking about our goals, I want you to think of some things here. First of all, I'm so small, said the mole. Yes, said the boy, but you make a huge difference. You can be the difference. You know, Bob Proctor's always saying something like, like if you don't like your job, change it. Yeah, but I'm just one person. Change it. I don't like the company. Change it. It's like a butterfly effect. You do one thing and you could send a ripple the whole way through. And Switzerland as well. Yes, John, I love that. Find a penny, pick it up, and all the day you'll have good luck. Yes. And then there's something about passing it on. I can't remember that bit, but pass it on and then something. So I'm so small. Yes, said the boy, but you make a huge difference. Please trust me that the one thing that you can do is you will make a huge difference by doing something different. I have seen it so many times in my life. And especially in the last couple of years, where things that I have done have affected other people. And I smile to myself. And my ego wants to kick in and go, I did that. Hiya, Victor. Hiya, Joanne. Lovely to have you on here. My ego wants to go and go, I did that. Let me tell you something. It's not who you think you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. You're amazing. And I want you to see that this week. I absolutely, if that's all you get out of this week, is I want you to truly see how amazing you are. That's what we're going to cover in all three, well, the three key things that we're going to do. So here's another thing. What do you think success is? Asked the boy. To love, said the mole. Now you may think that that's, what are you talking about goals here? And you're talking about love, Sheena. What's that all about? Believe me, I've spoken to some people and they're just like, go, 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 go. And here's the thing. It starts with unconditional love for yourself. I want you to have that this week. Unconditional love. Good morning, Alia. Good morning, Susan. So great to have you on here. Unconditional love for yourself. That's where it all starts. That's one of the biggest lessons I learned in all of this. So you've come on to a GPS to Success masterclass, and I'm talking about love. I didn't love myself. It was pretty obvious from the way I was treating myself. Here's the thing. I didn't need another bully outside. I didn't need anybody else to say anything negative to me. I was doing it all to me. Isn't it funny? So to love. Another reason for not setting goals is that you're afraid. And isn't it beautiful? What is over there? It's the wild, said the mole. Don't fear it. Imagine how we would be if we were less afraid. Look at this beautiful books. Look. Yeah. Isn't it amazing? Good morning, Joanne. Good morning. Your names are going so fast, Jan. Imagine how we would be if we were less afraid. What would you do? Answer this question. What would you do if you knew you would succeed? What would that be? Anything. What would you do if you had no fear? Tell me. Tell me that, you know what, the success advisors are on here and you've all been allocated a success advisor. Message them today and get your goals clarified. Message them today and discuss one-on-one just how awesome you could be. You already are, but the stuff that you could do to change your life. Imagine how we would be if we were less afraid. I just love this book. And I know, here's the next one. Sometimes I feel lost, said the boy. Me too, said the mole. But we love you, and love brings you home. I love you, and I want to bring you home to you, to your greatness. Yes, Geraldine, you need to read this book. It's so awesome. It's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. It's a bit random, letting it out there. So tell me, what would you do if you weren't afraid? What is that? Hiya, Bev, you're in there as well. Absolutely great. So listen, who's this webinar for? If you're ready for a dramatic change in your life, and you've tried other programs, and you've tried other books, yes, you've read all the books, you know all the answers, and you still haven't got the results. If you think you already know it all, just like me, yeah, that was exactly me. If you think that you know it all, but you still don't have the results, that's what my consultant said to me. She said, Sheena, clearly not. Because you know what? I knew the path, but I wasn't walking the path in every single second of my day. Now, you may think, well, that's an awful lot, Sheena. Like, do I have to think about this? Listen, I remember my mum saying that to me, all this positive thinking. I've got to think, oh, shall I hold on to this and shall I hold on to that? And I said, well, it's better than thinking I'm going to fall. You're saying something over and over and over in your mind. Isn't it better to say the positive? And guess what happened? She fell. She got what she was talking about over and over and over in your mind. So this is walking the path. You've absolutely got to have every single second of your day. Like you've cleaned your house and you've got to be standing at the door like a bouncer and going, no, you're not getting in. That's not a thought that's taking me to where I'm going. I want you, if you're ready to take control of your own results and you're willing to do what it takes, then I promise you this week, something magical will happen if you take control. You know you're made for more. You got it all intellectually, but you still don't have the results. And if you want peace of mind, if you want peace of mind, then that is what you're here for. We can help you with that. So what's the next thing? It's not for you if you think this is a get rich quick scheme. What I realized was that when you see people who have results, it's because they have gone deep. They have gone deep. Like the bamboo tree. that literally you could water it for 5 years and nobody sees the results and they're all laughing at you. And you're there trying to make excuses. Oh my goodness, that was me making excuses. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, but there was no results. Yeah. You've got to do the work, guys. You got to do the internal work. Do you know what it's like otherwise? You know, when you stand in front of a mirror but you're expecting the mirror image to change. You can't do that, can you? You've got to do it. You've got to do it. You've got to invest in yourself if you're not prepared to invest in yourself. Bob Proctor said, oh, it's 11:11. Bob Proctor said yesterday on one of his calls that people have to pay for things. When you get things for free, you just take it for granted. You don't do anything. When you pay attention. Yeah. Pay attention this week because you're investing your time. Pay attention. So listen, you haven't told me what you're going to do if you're not afraid. Come on, put it in the chat there and put an emoji if you can't think of anything to do. What would an emoji be if you did do what you weren't afraid to do? If you get my meaning. So listen, who am I? For those of you who don't know me, who's this person wittering on here in the Stir It Up community? And it's, oh yeah, look at that, 5'11" for Bobby Joe, all the way from Alabama. Isn't it awesome? So listen, who's Sheena Cantar and why am I here? So my story, it goes back 51 years, by the way. Don't worry, I'm not actually going to go that long back. But I studied and studied and studied to be somewhere. I left corporate. I had my own corporate training company. There was just merely me. That was it. Sheena Cantar Limited. And I just worked harder. I got more qualifications, but it seemed that the harder I worked, the less I had. And at one stage, I just ended up with absolutely nothing, no house, no car. I mean, that was just literally, yeah, that was a hell of a time. There were lots of other things that are going on at the same time as well, but that's just the way life goes. But I realized is that there was something missing and I didn't know what it was. And this is whenever I met the Bob Proctor consultant. She took me 6 months for her to literally keep going at me. And you know what I said to her was, thank you for not giving up. And I know that all of you who are watching this and keep watching all the free stuff and don't actually commit, that one day when you do commit, you're going to say to me, Sheena, thank you for keeping going. Because that's exactly what I said to the consultant who signed me up. After 6 months, she was literally on at me every single week, but I knew better. I wasted so much time. Stop wasting the time. Just stop wasting the time. Whether you want £1 million, whether you want 50 million, whether you want 1 billion, or whether you just want peace of mind, whether you want to feel healthier, whether you just want to relax, whatever it is that you want, this information will bring it to you. That's what's totally awesome about that. And here's the thing, now that I've turned it all around, I'm in the house that I literally drew. I drew this and I didn't realize because it wasn't exactly what I had in mind because I'd said to the universe, this or better. And it was actually about 4 months into being in this house that I suddenly realized I found my drawing and I went, oh my goodness, I'm in my drawing. I drew this. The horses in the stables are over there. The sun shines right over there. The house is in the middle. There's a car park with a turning circle, but it's not just a turning circle, it's a turning big square. I've got 2 sets of gates. It was all drawn. It was all drawn. And the Mercedes in the middle. 5 cars in the middle. It was all drawn. So now, you know, that it's literally being a 6-figure earner. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about the peace. It was never about the goal. Let me tell you about a story of Ben Saunders, who literally walked to the South Pole. I think it was 1,800 miles he had to do, over 1,700 miles he had to do, over 180 days. And he said that when he got to the end, the last step, it was just the natural next step to take. He thought it was all going to be fanfares and everything. Do you know how long it took him to do that? It took him 15 years to plan it. 15 years to plan it. And then 180 days to carry it out. But already 14 days before he finished, he was already thinking of his burger. He was already thinking of the next goal. It's not the goal that you want, trust me. It is the person you become on the way to it. I am so blessed that Bob Proctor did not come down to meet me in my tantrums. You have to do this journey on your own. Bob Proctor did not come down to meet me in Sheena tantrums. And my God, did I go kicking and screaming up the flight of stairs. Kicking and screaming. But the PGI as a team stood at the top and went, this way, Sheena, this way, Sheena, this way, Sheena. And sometimes I just stopped and cried and cried and cried the whole way there. I mean, I laugh at it now. But Wolfgang knows, you know, like there'd be every weekend where I was crying my eyes out. You know, I cried my way to at least halfway up those stairs. And then I started realizing that crying wasn't getting, who was I flipping stomping at anyway? I was stomping at myself. Nobody was listening. Bob Proctor didn't come down to meet me. And I'm not going to come down to meet you. I am going to stay where I am. And I'm going to keep calling you and showing you the way because I've done this journey. And I want to show you the journey as well. So there you go. That's a little bit about my story. And just to give you something. So yes, look at this. You're saying some things, you know, people are flying away. All these comments are flying up. Great. Your success advisors are going to keep you online there with all the comments. So listen, I said before, it's not who you think you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Before we even get into goals, my goodness, I want you to think of something. What is the way you think of things? So do you think you're a physical being? And now, believe me, tomorrow when I talk about paradigms, we're going to be mentioning this again, because this is key for your beliefs. I want to undermine all the beliefs you have about who you are. And you may have an inkling in your conscious mind, but I want to get this into your subconscious mind of who you truly are, because that's what's holding you back. Okay. Yes, Joanne, you're moving forward. You're incredible. Absolutely incredible. So listen, physical. You see a physical result. You get all emotional in it because you don't like it. You then go to your brain and it's like thinking, how do I figure this out? How do I figure this out? How do I figure this out? And then you end up here going, help me, help me, help me. Like, who are you praying to? Who are you praying to? You see, the way things are is who are you? Science is showing us absolutely 100% that we are light beings. I know that sounds weird for some of you, but here's the thing. Let me get the science in here. Literally, as you drill down into your skin, you'll find atoms. But then when we drill down into atoms, we find out that we were just light. Can you figure that out? We are just vibrating light. So this book that I was reading to you, this is light vibrating. Like, isn't that magical? Now, if that's the first time you're hearing this, then I know you're thinking, I don't really get that. That's okay. You will only get what you need to get, and that's it. It doesn't matter. You will grow. Life is about progressive growing inside, but the outside can change like that when the inside changes. A radiant being of light. Exactly, Sally. You are all radiant beings of light. So who are you praying to? Who are you praying to? So bear this all in mind whenever you're setting your goals, is who are you when you're light energy and we're all the same? It's omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. It is all around us. There is nothing else. Read The Science of Getting Rich. Wonderful work, wonderful book. It will tell you about formless intelligence. We are formless intelligence into form. Do you realize how amazing you are? Like I say, we'll go into this a little bit more tomorrow. But what I want you to think about doing is to realize who you are and choose the thoughts that you want. So remember out of this passage that I said about, what would you do if you weren't afraid? So how could you be afraid when you are that powerful, when you are energy itself? It's estimated that, if you think you're a physical body and just matter, then you're worth $37. But you're actually light. And that light, the energy that comes from your body, and you say you've got no energy, it is worth $85 billion. $85 billion. Go figure. Are you treating yourself like that? Are you? I mean, how much would you insure your legs for? How much would you insure your arms for? How much would you insure your head for? Millions, billions. Oh my goodness, you already are the millionaire you're seeking to be if that's what you're doing. Isn't that amazing? What would you do? No, Gina, you're not $37, you're 85 billion. Focus on that number. Focus on that number. So think about who you are, then choose your thoughts. Then from your thoughts, you can follow your emotions. Then your physical world will be so much better because you're lighter in your energy. You're clearer in your thought. Like I say, tomorrow we'll go into even more detail about this, yeah? So just for that for now. Let me ask you this. What's the common denominator to your problems? Yeah? What is the common denominator? Do you always notice that when you're complaining about everything else around the world, yes, Wolfgang, you are a millionaire. When you're complaining about things outside, so, my mum this, and my brother this, and my dad this, and and this guy, I don't like him, and I don't like this food, and the blooming dogs, and the blooming cats, and the blooming horses, and whatever else. And my friends just are literally, I don't even like them. Do you realize what you're doing when you're complaining? Is literally, you want the whole world to conform to you. Isn't that funny? When you say it like that, you go, go figure. I just want the whole world to be perfect, so I stop complaining. No, you change, then the world will change. And in your GPS to Success books, okay, so if you've got your workbook, put your hands up if you've got your workbook. You should have your workbook and at least a pen and a piece of paper beside you, because in your workbook, I have used the happiness wheel. And I want you to look through the happiness wheel at all the different areas of your life where you want to see results, but you're not so happy with the results. And I want you to score yourself. So in like on happiness, on your finances, on your job, on your family, on your relationships, on where you live. I think there's about 8 of them that you're going to be scoring. I want you to score them all. And that's your homework for tonight. And remember, you've got your success advisors, so reach out to your success advisors and have that clarity call. I don't care if you've had one before, have another one, because you've changed since the last time I did this. You've changed. And if you haven't, you really need a call. Yeah? Because what have you been implementing? What's different? What's different? Your success advisor can hold you accountable. Just you even saying something can bring something out in you, yeah? And whenever you're writing your list of, 0 to 10 about where you are, then picking the one that you want to work on most and start to write down what it would imagine if you weren't afraid. You could just choose whatever you wanted to do. What would you do? And I want it to be so clear, and I don't want you to know how to do it. I want you to be able to think that you're walking into a shopping centre and you're able to ask somebody to get you this, and they would be able to deliver it to you exactly what you wanted. That's what I want you to do. And I want you to have an overall vision, and that you have no clue how to get there. No clue how to get there. Because if you know how to get there, you're going to plan it, and there's no inspiration in a plan. Let me tell you, no inspiration in a plan whatsoever. So listen, when you're writing this out, I want you to think of, so remember I asked you about, what was the common denominator of your problems? So if you think that it's something outside you, there's 4 different ways that you're viewing the world. One is that you think life is happening to me. Hands up if you think that life is happening to you. Because you know what? We all drop into that every now and again. It's almost like we can't help it. We just sort of go, oh, why is this always happening to me? And then you go, ping. No, I brought it to myself. So be careful with that, because you may not be blaming the outside world, but you may actually be blaming yourself. And then you beat yourself up. Please don't do that, because I did that. Don't blame yourself. It is what it is. Harvest the good. Focus on what you want. Forgive the rest. Then you will think, right, and I realize that you have to go through these areas. You can't just jump from, life is happening to me to life is happening as me. You're going to go through these growths. And I want you to really pay attention to this, because these were the light bulb moments in me that helped shift me forward when I realized that I was moving from one thing to the next. So the next thing, if you think life's happening to you, then you must be into the next one. You make life happen. Life happens by you. You get up and you flip and make something happen. The universe cannot do for you what it has to do through you. You've got to move. So start making things happen. That's the start of it. You make it, you make it, you make it, you make it happen. Until one day, the decision makes you. And then you'd look around and you go, oh my goodness, everything is happening for me. You've set something in motion. Everything is happening for me. And the more that you stay there, is whenever you eventually arrive at life is happening as me. This is all a state of conscious awareness. It is not a state of learning. But what I want you to do is understand that you are perfect as you are. It's just there's a load of stories on top of you. We need to clear those away, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. I just want you to know that life is happening. Somebody said to me when they joined the group that they wanted to learn how to manifest. You are manifesting all the time. You are a manifester. You are broadcasting continually, continually, continually. What are you broadcasting? Here's the thing about the present. People say the present is a gift. Yeah? The present has been pre-sent. Pre-sent. So this now is pre-sending the next moment. So then this now pre-sends the next moment. What are you pre-sending? Stop getting stuck in the now. Stop getting stuck in it and going, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. Because guess what? The next now was pre-sent. So this isn't working, this isn't working. Do you get it? You're pre-sending your moments. This now creates the next now. This now creates the next now. Pre-send your moments. So what do you want to feel more than anything? Gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Go back to your happy wheel and make them all 10 out of 10 and be grateful for everything you've got. There's another trick. Appreciating everything, even if you only put 1 out of 10. Appreciate that 1 out of 10. What you appreciate, appreciates. I always think when you hurt yourself, say you hurt your hand, it's because you weren't even appreciating your hand. It was just letting you know it was there. Look, it's here. Oh, thank you, hand, for being there. I forgot to say thank you. How many things do we forget to say thank you for? Oops, Daisy, something's happening on my computer screen. It's all right. So where does all this information come from, guys? This comes from Andrew Carnegie, 1917, when he died. He was the richest man in the world at the time. And he couldn't get rid of his money. He kept giving it away and it would just come back to him more and more. So he sent Napoleon Hill out 20 years to study for nothing. He didn't pay him. 20 years. Would you do that? Yeah? Would you do that? 20 years he went out and he looked up all that information as to why people were successful. So he wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. That's the 500 most successful people in the world, and they were studied, and there are 13 principles in there. He also wrote a book, Outwitting the Devil, which didn't get published until 2011 when his wife had died because it was seen to be too controversial. But that's the rest of the people. 25,000 people he interviewed. So it was 500 people were the successful and the other 24,500 were outwitting the devil. And so then Earl Nightingale took this information on and he became the world's first personal development guru. Then Bob Proctor studied from him and I'm studying from Bob Proctor. Make no mistake how powerful this information is. I bypassed it so many times and I did not realize the simplicity that Bob puts this out. And trust me, we're not even doing the simplest of tasks. So I want you to do the simplest tasks and listen to what I'm saying, because Bob Proctor went from, who would like this now anyway? Remember, this was 60 years ago. Bob Proctor went from earning £4,000, was in debt by 6,000 and ended up at 175,000 at the end of the year. Who would like that? Who would like those results? Now that was 60 years ago, and in 3 years he was a millionaire. Like I say, it's not about the money. Somebody said to me, I like to be humble. Humble? You mistake humble for poverty. me, yes. The more I have, the more I'm humble. I'm just humbled by it all in appreciation. My goodness. If you don't make the best of yourself, keep yourself to yourself, you're like miser's chest, that you just look after yourself and look after your own bills, constantly looking back, and my bills paid, and my bills paid. Do you want to live like that? How would you help somebody on the street who was a homeless person? How would you do that? Give them a fiver? What good's that? Go make the most of yourself. Come back a millionaire, build some housing to put people in who were less fortunate than you, and teach them. And teach them. Give them an opportunity, give them a job, change their mindset. But oh no, you want to just give somebody a fiver on the street. Who would you help? Put it in the box here. Who would you help? Who would you help? When you are overflowing, who will you help? Who will you help? Because I know you will help somebody. Who are you going to help? I want you to factor all of this in your goals, yeah? But let me tell you something right now, guys. Results are not lying. If you do not have the results and you're doing the same old type of study, then you're going to get the same type of results over and over again. We know the saying Einstein said, you keep doing the same thing, you keep getting the same results, and you're looking for different results. The people who are studying this material at Bob Proctor's, they now know that they are changing from the inside out. And the deeper they go, the bigger the rewards. The deeper the foundation, the bigger the rewards. Because they know that the rose already exists. When the seed is planted, we knew it was going to be a rose before the seed was planted, didn't we? We already have the image in our mind. But what seeds are you planting on a day-to-day basis? What are those seeds? My goodness. Think before you open your mouth. Think before you think. Isn't it? Think before you think. So where are you thinking from? This is the key thing for your goals, guys. This is the law of vibration. Okay? The law of vibration. It's like the law of broadcasting. Like a radio station. If you wanted Dance FM, well, then you just tune into Dance FM. If you wanted Classic FM, you tune into Classic FM. You don't have to go and get the stuff and bring it in. No, you tune into it and it's all there. Like the wave signals that are coming to your computer, the wave signals, you know what I mean? Yeah. All this stuff that's coming around here that we can't see, but the computer understands it. It knows how to pick it up. It knows how to code it. That's what you are. That's what you are. You're broadcasting But what level are you broadcasting on? Are you broadcasting on the level of your results? Or are you broadcasting on the level of your goal? So here's your results here, yeah? You still talking about them? You cannot change the problems here with the same thinking that got you here. You must go up here to your goal, to something that you don't know how to achieve. Because if you know how to achieve it, you know what it's going to do. It's going to pull you right back down again. You're going to end up working towards your goal. Like say you wanted 50,000 a month. Say you took your annual salary and you make it your monthly salary. You're going to be working up to that. And that's going to be so hard. Stop doing that. Get up here. Now, let me tell you something. If you can see it, when you spend time dreaming, fantasizing, believing, playing your most grandest idea of your life, can I tell you something magical? It's already yours. It's already yours. You wouldn't want it if it wasn't already yours. You know, in the Bible, it says, before you ask, I will have answered. Did you know that your conscious mind is 6 seconds behind your subconscious? They did a study with a guy in an MRI scanner. I don't care how many times you hear the story, I'm going to keep saying it. Because for me, it has to remind me that I'm 6 seconds behind my subconscious. So the guy in the MRI scanner was able to press 2 buttons, right or left. The guy who was looking at the results knew what the guy was going to press 6 to 10 seconds before he pressed them. The decision had been made already, and he became consciously aware of the decision and he pressed the buttons. Wow. So, you know, when you get a desire in the pit of your stomach, you see something and you go, I want it. It means it was given to you. But where are you focusing? You're focusing on the not. You're focusing on the now. The now, the reality. People say, get into the reality. Get into reality, Sheena. Reality here, right now, is evidence of past thinking. You want to presend the next now. How do you want the next now to be? Do you get it? Stop looking outside yourself and go inside and feel it, the spiritual, the vibrational equivalent, because it is your emotions that is driving the results. So say you go to pay for something and consciously you're going, oh yeah, I can afford this, but inside your body's going, no. That's showing you that you're not in alignment. Let me give you a wonderful announcement that's going to happen. And I'm so excited. You'll have it. They have a draft by the end of the week. My new book. It's called The A&E to Prosperity. And it is going to show you some absolute shortcuts about how to do this. But you know what? The shortcuts are really for the people who've done the work first. Then they need the shortcuts. If you try to take shortcuts on your journey, there's no shortcuts to what's going on inside here. No shortcuts to what's going on inside here. It just means you cut the circuit. You short the circuit. It's like electric. You've got to follow the path that you've got to be on. You have to do your learning. You do not compare yourself to anybody else. My goodness, no, that's the worst thing you can do. Your journey is your journey. And don't criticize somebody else's journey. This is your journey. So I want your homework, is to, first of all, get on with your success advisor. My goodness, do it, do it, do it. They are such great team of men and women. You will love them and love having the conversations with them. And they can just help you dream. It's an absolute gift. It's an absolute gift. I want you to dream so high. Pitbull says, reach for the stars. And sure, if you don't even reach for the stars, at least you're still on top of the world. Yeah. So Bob calls them like ABC type goals. Your A goal is something that you've already had before. So a new Mercedes. Yeah, you've already had a new Mercedes, Sheena. So it's no big deal to have another new Mercedes. That's an A type goal. That's easy. So the next one is a BTEC goal. Oh, that's your stretch target. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Who wants to stretch? Stop stretching. Stop working. Stop working so hard. Because you know what you're trying to do? You're trying to fix yourself when there's nothing to be fixed. Because you're letting the 2% up here do all the blooming work. When 98% of your results is your subconscious. And she knows better. She is telling you what to do all the time, but you're not even listening. You know that time when you walked out the house and you didn't have your umbrella? And you looked at the umbrella and you thought, sure, it's okay. I don't need the umbrella. And you walked out and it rained and you thought, yeah, I needed the umbrella. She's always talking to you. She's giving you everything you ever asked for. But what are you asking for? What are you asking for? On a continual basis? Are you whinging and complaining? Or are you praising and appreciating? So get your goal up here. Do the exercises in the workbook. Get yourself up here and dream big. Dream absolutely big. And then talk that through with your success advisor, because she wants you and he wants you to go straight up there. Because there is a method in the madness. And I'll explain that to you tomorrow as to why I need you to go as high as possible and see what you can see. As if you're at the top of the Shard, the tallest building in Europe. As if you're at the top of there, or the top of the CN Tower, the top of the Eiffel Tower, the top of, I don't know, something else. Like the Statue of Liberty. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. As if you're up there looking out. Go so high. There is a method in this. There's absolute method, and I'll explain why, and it's scientific. And we'll explain why that is tomorrow. So your homework on yourself, you go inside and dream and remember whatever you see. If you saw it, it's already yours. I promise you, it meant that you literally reached that level. You saw it, it's yours. I promise, 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 it's yours. So go there, and I want you to tell me what you saw up there. I want you to tell me what you saw up there. I want you to feel it and go, just imagine, and we'll explain why tomorrow. Link in with your success advisor for your call. And then, fill out the exercises in the book, in the GPS to Success workbook. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so dream big and have an absolutely wonderful day. And thank you so much for your time today. I'll see you soon. Bye.